How you doing today, folks? And welcome to the Civivi Fracture review. In the interest of full disclosure, these knives were provided to me by the pass-around group and as by extension the manufacturer, so everybody keep in mind about that. Now these knives come in drop point as well as a Tonto variant with a plethora of different colors available as well as the ability to writ dye your own one if you want. This was originally orange, now it is red, and now I love it even more. Now at just $23, 33 map, $23 actual retail. This is a hell of a knife. To be honest with you, if this was $100, it would still be a hell of a knife. But for that price, man, Civivi really knocked it out of the park, and here's why. Civivi and we always have this very kind of futuristic aesthetic to it, and that very much carries over to the Fracture. So if you are a fan of their designs, you will absolutely love this one. The walk and talk on this knife is absolutely phenomenal. I have quite a few GECs, a couple other slip joint customs, some other stuff as well. And this rivals all of those at literally a bargain bin fraction of the price. Both models have the exact same action. The fit and finish is spot on, at least for the models that I carried. As well as a pocket clip on a slip joint. And again, a Tonto slip joint, which for me is just incredible. I love that this exists. Absolutely fantastic edge geometry. From the factory, this thing slices like an absolute dream. And I really just cannot stop cutting with this knife. I just find things to slice because just the way it glides through is absolutely amazing. Now, on top of that, we have 14C 28N steel. Now, everyone's probably thinking, but we know we want D2. D2, for my uses, is not a good steel. 14C28N has a finer grain structure. It's a bit nicer. It's a little easier to sharpen, as well as it takes an incredibly keen edge. And for me, those are all fantastic things and just add to the appeal of the Civivi Fracture. The Fracture is also a fidget-friendly slip joint. You can open this knife with one hand. You can close it with one hand with no issues at all. It's really kind of crazy to me that this knife became so cheap. This is also one of Civivi's first offerings as a slip joint. Might be their first offering in general. I'm honestly not sure. And they really did such a fantastic job that I cannot wait to see what they produce in the future as far as the slip joint category. Now, you might ask, is there anything wrong with the Civivi Fracture? And for that, there is one killer design flaw that I am so upset about. You're gonna give me this opening hole and I can't spidey flick it. Like, I can get it out. But as far as that actual spidey flick in action, that's just not happening. And I know it's not gonna happen with a slip joint in general, man, but as soon as I saw this, I was like, yes, spidey flick. No, no, no. But that is really the only flaw with this knife. Again, we have phenomenal edge geometry. I really enjoy the construction. I love the style. This thing carries like an absolute dream. It's not quite a deep carry pocket clip, but it's very, very close. This is very light, it's very thin, it disappears in the actual pocket. It is a great, for me personally, fifth pocket knife, but for most people, this will be a full-on, full-size knife. And it really is just absolutely fantastic, and I cannot say enough about this knife. On top of that, the size, weight, and carry ratio is not too big, it's not too small. It really kind of fits in that perfect sweet spot that so many people will love. Because Civivi really did think of everything. It's a beautiful aesthetic and just an overall is just a very interesting knife that again, I really cannot help but love. And with all that being said, folks, my overall score on the Civivi Fracture is very respectable 9 out of 10 or 90 out of 100. This knife for me started off as a 10 out of 10. However, there is a slight hot spot on the actual pocket clip and also in my 2XL hands, which might not be a problem for you personally. The way I have to carry it, I have fingers sticking off and that stabs into my palm, and this piece is just not quite as comfortable as it should be. But it's really a nitpick at that point. This is honestly a fantastic knife. This is again provided by the manufacturer, so it's entirely possible this one just has absolutely fantastic fit and finish and is an absolutely incredible example of what these knives are. I don't think that's the case, I really don't. But just for argument's sake, it's entirely possible. But for the two that I have in hand, I am so blown away by these knives. It is ridiculous. Again, 9 out of 10. I review mostly full customs, high-end production. This is $23. And to be clear, it's not 9 out of 10 for its price point. It's 9 out of 10 for a knife, period. If I'm giving full customs 9s out of 10s and this gets a 9 out of 10, you know it's something crazy. Do yourself a favor, folks. Pick this knife up. You will love it. They'll also going to be going fast. It's a limited run edition of them. Get it while you can. As always, folks, I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Take care. Have a fantastic day, morning, noon, or night. Whatever you are doing, have a fantastic one. I love you all. Be safe among all this craziness and take care.